But when we look at Syria's rehabilitation into the international community, and that's been extremely dramatic as well, who do you think deserves the most thanks for that?
I mean, to be honest, the people who suffered under that regime and they were still there in Syria, and they tried to live under all these, consequences in Syria. They faced like difficulties like no one seen before. It was like living in hell basically. Everything is expensive. Everything was really no services, nothing like that. They were living like very kind of primitive living conditions. So they deserve the thanks. They deserve all of, they are the ones who caused the Assad regime to fall. So basically now the Assad regime is not there, and now Syria is trying to shift to the Western axis, and they want to be with the allies with the West, with the US, and they want to be away from Russia, away from Iran. And this is, by lifting the sanctions, we will help them to do that. Also, lifting the sanctions will prevent Iran from coming back to Syria. It will prevent Russia from coming back to Syria, because, Russia actually, we don't want them to be the lifeline, for the Syrian people. We don't want to push the Syrian people and the Syrian government to be to go back to Russia. We have to lift the sanctions so they can survive. They can rebuild, start rebuilding, the country, start having some services, because the Caesar Act, as you know, is very strict sanctions, and it sanctioned almost everything in Syria. It affects even the health sector. It affects the housing, the reconstruction. It affects the banking system. Sanctions on almost everything: electricity, fuel, services. Also, it affected the cost of living on the Syrian people, the jobs and income. All of that, it is part of the Caesar Act. The Caesar Act nowadays is an obstacle for the Syrian people to have a brighter future, and it has to go away so Syrian people can actually ally, can transition to the West.